A while back, I seen the girl, and she looked really good, so I had to get a number, and I got a number, and we ended up going to school and all that stuff, and I ended up getting married to her. So this is my wife, Brittany. You want to come up, give her a hand clap?
Well, it is a privilege to be here at Byrd Senior High School. I've never been in this school before. I walked in here and I was like, oh my goodness. This is actually my first time in high school since I was in high school. I'm not sure. But, I work for an organization called Stay Sharp, and what we do at Stay Sharp is it's a drug prevention program that we take to middle schools and we take to high schools, and we present this program. It's a little bit different than what you're used to. Usually you'll have someone come in and they'll tell you why you shouldn't do drugs. This is what happens if you do drugs. Here's your brain on crack, that sort of thing. We don't do that. We give personal life stories and really try to help you to make better decisions. So today, I just want to give you guys a little bit of my story. I'm not going to tell you all the details of Stay Sharp. Hopefully one day I'll be able to present to your school, but I'm just going to tell you a few minutes of my story. I know you guys you're here because you've heard about Rachel's story. You heard about what she did and you were inspired by that, and that's why you showed up. So today I'm going to share a little bit of what I walked through, and hopefully that will really encourage you to go and reach out to your community. I grew up in what we call the hood. How many of y'all know the difference between the hood and the ghetto? Okay, there's a difference, okay? The ghetto is like slum, you know, this trash, muddy, muggy. The hood is a little more gangster, like violence. And so I grew up in the hood. I grew up in an area that was ravaged by drugs. I lived in the middle of one gang community, and behind me was another gang community. So there was always gang activity going on. Both of my parents were heavy drug addicts. They used drugs up until my birth and continued on. My father actually was murdered when I was 4 years old because of a bad drug deal. And my mom continued to spiral out of control with her drug abuse. In fact, my mom is only 3 years sober from using drugs. And so I just grew up around that. And so, of course, when you go through that, and some of you in this room may be able to relate to me, but when you go through that, there's other things that come with it. And so in our household, there was a lot of abuse going on. I myself, and I have younger siblings and older siblings, went through a lot of abuse, verbal abuse, sexual abuse, different things like that. And so as we walked through all those things, as my mom continued to spiral out of control, as a little kid, it was kind of like I had nothing. I didn't have anybody that I could go to. Some of you have incredible parents you could talk to about anything. You choose not to sometimes, but you do have good parents you can talk to. Well, my mom was a drug addict. I couldn't talk to her about anything. And so as we continued to go through things and I didn't have anybody, I was invited to this after-school program that was local, and I was in 4th grade at this point. And so they invited me to this after-school program, and I went to the program, and it was great. And there were these 2 high school students, two females, that were our classroom teachers. They were helpers in the classroom. And so these girls just kind of took to me a little bit, and they started helping me with my homework. And I continued to go every day. And I went to this after-school program from elementary school to middle school, and then I started helping out in high school. But these 2 girls, I promise you, changed my life forever. And that could be somebody in this room. These 2 girls didn't know what I was going through at home. They had no clue, but they just loved on me, and they just treated me like I was the biggest thing in the world. They spent time. And some of you in this room, you're like, you know what, I can't go and help out at the fire department. I can't go and help out with Crime Stoppers. And maybe you're introverted and that's just not your thing. That's okay, that's cool. But maybe you can reach out to a little kid that you have no clue what they're going through at home, but you can change their life. And so I'm 26 years old now, and when I was in 4th grade, I never thought that I would be where I'm at. I never thought that. I never thought that my mom would ever stop using drugs. I thought that I would see her die because of her drug addiction. But I'm looking at my mom, 3 years sober. My father long passed away, and I'm 26 years old, and I'm presenting drug abuse prevention to students on a regular basis. And I never thought that would happen. And that happened because there were 2 high school girls that said, you know what, I'm going to be selfless. I'm going to go help somebody and help a student change their life. And they didn't know, like I said, they didn't know what I went through at home. And as we began to build a relationship, like Matt said, then I started to open up about things that were going on at home, and then things started to change for me. But these were 2 high school girls that said, I'm just going to go and help some kids out in an after-school program. And maybe that's you. You guys heard about Rachel's story, and this is a girl who passed away, major crime at Columbine High School. She passed away, and in her journal she wrote about her dreams, and she talked about what she wanted to do with her life. And some of you haven't died yet. You have the opportunity to make that difference now. She got to make that difference after she's long gone. Everybody's still talking about her story. Let somebody talk about your story today while you're still here. There's some of you in this room who could walk out this door today and say, you know what, I don't care about any of that, and be done with it. There's somebody that's inspired today who's going to walk out these doors and say, you know what, I want to make a difference. I really do. You're not here by mistake. Some of you probably were forced to come. Some of your parents told you had to come. Some of you, your coaches probably told you had to come. Some of you just came because you really wanted to be here. No matter why you're here, I'm looking at you back row. Some of y'all coaches probably told y'all had to come. No matter why you're here, it doesn't matter. You guys are hearing these words from my lips. I am a testament of somebody who honestly, my life was changed because somebody was selfless and just chose to reach out to me. And now I look at my life and I'm married and I have a 1- or 2-year-old daughter, and it's amazing. I have a great life, and that's not because I was thinking all about me, but because I did the same thing somebody did for me. And when I was in high school, I reached out to these kids that were in my community because somebody else did it to me. So I just want to leave y'all with that. I know you've heard a lot of different speeches and it's been great, and you've heard some really inspiring words, but I want to leave you with that. You can make a difference even if it's this small, even if it's by one person. You can walk out this door and there's a little kid in your community that you know is going through something at home, and just by you spending a few minutes of your time with them, it can change their life forever. I guarantee it. And so I want to leave you with that. Make a difference. Just start with one person. Don't try to change the world all at the same time. Michael Jackson did do that. Y'all know that song? I forgot the name of the song. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Michael Jackson talked about it in his song. But you guys can change the world one person at a time. Just try it. Just attempt it. You don't have to change the world all at the same time. So thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you listening to me. Thank you very much.
One person wants to say that